Hello and welcome to Chocolate Covered Games Monthly Melt for the month of May 2023.
Yep. Like always, we start off with our fives.
Yep.
And this month you got to pick what our fives would be. So,
Yep.
What are our fives?
So for this month, for fives, I picked our favorite two-player only games. And this isn't games that play to 4 or 5 or more and are best at 2. So what I did is I went on and it had to say 2 players. Not 1 or 2, not 2 or 3, just 2.
Okay.
And we play a lot of 2-player games.
Yeah.
So I figured why not just do our 5.
Our top 5 two-player
Yep.
only games.
So we'll let you start.
All right. With that being
And
said,
I'm already changing mine.
I don't know if you'll count my number 5 because it's a two-player only game, but they have another version of the game that plays infinite number of people.
Okay.
There's a party mode to this game,
Okay.
but it wasn't originally part of the game. You can't play this game anyways anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Dropmix.
Yeah.
It's originally for 2 players, and like halfway through the life cycle, they're like, "We'll make a party mode." And I tried the party mode because you can play the party mode solo, which is weird.
Yeah.
But Dropmix is my number 5. You know, it's a good 2-player only game. I would say go out and play it, but you can't ever again.
Can we still play our copy?
No one can play their copy.
Oh, like our copy's done?
The thing that hooked, because you hooked into the app.
Oh.
And that's what made the generated music combined.
Huh.
Like, you know how they said they're worried about
Yeah.
board games that have apps? Well, this is one of those situations where they, like, were scrapping it and everything's just dead.
Yeah. So,
I mean, we could physically play the game.
but there would be no music.
Yeah, but you just keep track of your points
Oh.
with your head. So, you know, that's something people are going to have to deal with in the future. Games that have an app that revolves around playing it. And eventually, one day, you won't ever be able to play that game again.
Huh. I knew that it was like going away. I didn't know like it was done.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you can't play it.
They shut it down the end of last year or the very beginning of this year, one of the two. But yeah,
But that's actually a bummer.
yep, you can't play it anymore.
Huh.
Well, as intended.
Yeah.
So that was my number 5, Dropmix.
All right. So my number 5. I just actually moved on to my list. It was number 6, but I just decided it's my number 5.
It's better than your previous 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this may be the oldest game on my list.
Okay.
Came out in 1973. And it's from Cosmos.
Okay.
It's part of the Cosmos 2-player line. And it's a game that, from the first time I played it, I enjoyed it. It's called Tally Ho.
It's a fun game.
And so you start where all the tiles are face down.
Correct.
And so one person flips a tile. If they flip up a bush, or I think there's rocks or something like that,
Yeah, and there's just
nothing happens. If they flip up a hunter, you are playing as the hunters.
Yep.
If you flip up one of the animals, you are playing as the animals.
Correct.
So when you flip up a tile that is upside down, you could actually flip up your opponent's piece.
Yes.
And then the hunters can only move certain ways, and they can only shoot in a straight line the way they're facing. They can't ever turn.
Correct.
Bears move one way. I think it's rabbits or foxes. I know it's foxes, and I forgot the ducks.
Foxes, ducks,
And bears. And they all move a little different, and you're trying to get your animals off the board.
Correct.
Or the bears can eat the hunters. Right?
No, they eat the woodsmans.
That's right. And the woodsmen can chop down the trees.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been a little while since I played. It's a really fun 2-player game. And I don't do they consider it abstract?
No, there's a theme to to it.
Yeah, that's true. But like the play of it, let's see. Oh, grid movement, square grid, variable player powers, variable setup. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tally Ho. If you've never heard of it, check it out.
Okay. My number 4.
All right.
Is a game by Button Shy,
Okay.
and it is Circle the Wagons.
Okay.
There is a solo mode that you can purchase that on, but
Yeah.
you can't play without that add-on. So once again, I
Yeah.
consider it a 2-player foremost game. Like, you need something else to make it a different version. Circle the Wagons is a great 2-player game where you start off by taking 3 cards, flipping them upside down to give you the different scoring options that time. The rest of the cards go around in a circle. One player starts, they pick a card.
Mm-hmm.
They can go up to 2 cards forward, but if they do, the other person gets those cards. You just build out your little boom town, and at the end, you score up based on what the conditions were.
Yep.
Very quick, very fast.
Yeah. Button Shy makes great small games, really good. The reason, well, most of the games I was thinking for Button Shy are listed as 1 and 2 player or solo, or my favorite Button Shy game, I think plays like 5. Skulls of Sedlick.
Yeah, it's 2 to 5.
So yeah, Button Shy makes a lot of those small games, and most of them are 2 player.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing you may have some other Button Shies.
Maybe. We'll see.
So my number 4 is the sort of sequel to another game.
I thought it was going to be your previous number 7.
Yeah.
And it just moved up.
Yep. No. I do like the other game too, but I like the additions they made to this one. It's from Catalyst Games.
Okay.
And this is actually one of the very first games we played getting in the hobby.
Okay.
And this is Jarl, the Viking tile laying game.
Okay.
It's the sequel to the Duke,
Yeah.
where the Duke, you can only slide the tiles. Jarl, they can jump over tiles and they move different.
Yeah.
So if you've never played Jarl or the Duke, it's chess.
Where each piece has a unique power.
Yeah, each piece has unique movement, but when you move that tile, you flip it over. And then the movement that it can do is on that side of the tile.
Yeah. So the type of movement changes per side.
Yes, it's pretty much the reverse.
Yeah, on most cases. Like if it can only move up and down, and then you flip it, it can only move left or right.
Yep. Or if it moves in a Y, when you flip it over, it moves in a Y backwards.
Most people call that a V.
Well, no, it could be line and Y.
A backwards Y is still a V.
The backwards Y would be a Y.
No. I've done math before. Math and numbers are my thing.
But I like that in Jarl, your pieces can also attack from farther away.
Yeah.
So, and then the mountain expansion, which was nice, except for when you completely surround yourself and you can't move.
Well, that was in the Duke. The Jarl technically doesn't. The Duke doesn't have any expansions because the tiles, I guess, cost too much. So most of the expansions are in the Duke because they're just wood.
Yeah. But it's a good 2-player game. And if you like chess, I would think both of those would be really good to check out. Which, thinking of this, I'm pretty sure I know what one of your other 5 will be here.
Right.
So that was my number 4, Jarl, the Vikings tile laying game.
Okay, my... number 3 game
Okay.
is a 2-player game.
Well, I hope so.
Well, like you, I could, like in our past list, I could always break the rules of like, okay, this is a party game that normally plays to 80, but it says best at 2.
Yep.
It's one of those bad party games. This is Skulk Hollow.
Okay. Yes.
Skulk Hollow is a wonderful 2-player game, by all means. It was one of those games where they really sat down and figured out, how can we make a 2-player game where each person is doing something different, but each action affects the other person. Because one person plays the hero of the lands, they're trying to destroy monsters, or a monster at the time, and the other player plays the monster.
Yep.
Where they constantly try to, destroy the lands. And you really don't interact too much one-on-one. It's you do an action, and your action will somehow affect you. But it's not, I'm going to do this to your characters. What I'm doing does something that makes you have a problem.
Yeah.
So, Skulk Hollow, a great game. They have a sequel out to it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mall Peak.
Yeah, Mall Peak. It plays a lot like Skulk Hollow. There is a couple new mechanics. But, Skulk Hollow.
The production on that was really nice.
Yep. Each of the monsters come in their own little tuck boxes. Yeah. The heroes come in their own tuck boxes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. My number 3, Skulk Hollow.
So, my number 3 is it's a re-implementation of a game. And you really don't like this game.
Oh, I probably hate it. Remember, I either love something or I hate something. Yeah. I have no middle ground, Tim.
So this is Battle Line.
Hate it.
Which is a re-implementation of Shot and Totten. And Battle Line, you have a row of cards in the middle, or
I think it's 9 or 12, something like that.
They say little pawns on them.
Yeah.
Flags. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to play cards that 3 on your side. Mm-hmm. And so you can only play them on your side unless the 3 you can only play them on your side. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of a different game here. And to have the highest score.
Correct.
And so the goal of the game is to, out of all the 9 rows, to have the most or 3 next to each other.
Correct.
It's a very thinky game, and there were some power cards that were added.
Oh, yeah.
That were okay. They really changed the game up.
I still wasn't a big fan.
We've never played Shot and Totten. It's the same thing, just re-implement it in this thing.
We just don't know German?
Well, no, Shot and Totten's the Scottish version.
Yeah,
it's Scottish looking. I'd actually prefer to get that version. The new version looks really good. But this also sort of falls under that Lost Cities.
Yeah.
Which Lost Cities was a good game and very easily, I think, could have made my
I think they just did a reprint of Lost City, like a new update.
Yeah, they...
Looks nice, the new version.
Yeah. I like Lost Cities, and I actually forgot I played that. That might have actually made my 5, but...
It's now your number 11.
Yeah. But my number 3, Battle Line. And Battle Line was from GMT Games.
You can tell by the lack of art.
By the look. Yes, it's a GMT game.
My number 2 is an honorable mention, all the way up to number 2.
Yep.
It is a fantastic 2-player game.
As compared to a terrible one?
Well, there are bad 2-player games out there. But this one, the production's great. They have 2 versions. We have the fancier of the 2 versions.
Okay.
But the non-fancy version is just as easy to take anywhere. The only difference is the fancy version comes with playmats. And that is Radlands.
Okay.
Radlands is a great post-apocalyptic Mad Max kind of world game, which is fitting considering Tina Turner passed away today. So, sad news. But Radlands is you versus your opponent. Your currency is water. And you're trying to destroy 3 of their bases. If you destroy 3 bases from your opponent, you win. Very simple, very fast pace. You can only do 2 things on your turn, and then it's the next player's turn. So
yeah, we need to play that again.
Yeah, the art alone is fantastic in it. The art, I believe, is done by the same person that does Dice Throw, Manny starts with an R. Manny. Well, this one's right next to you. Who's to say on the thing? It says on the front, I think, who does the R. It's Manny something.
Manny Tremblay.
Yeah.
No, that's the game. Is by him.
Well, he's the one who does the R as well.
Oh, well, it doesn't say that.
Well, yeah, he does videos on YouTube where he's drawing the art and whatnot. But yeah, fantastic game, great look, very 70s psychedelic colors. But yeah, that's my number 2, Radlands.
You know what? I didn't even think.
And it's also made by Roxley.
Yes, I didn't even think about putting this in.
Well, I think it's because it plays more than 2.
But the 2-player packs don't.
I guess you could have described yours as this version of the 2-player pack.
So what are we up to?
You're number 2, because I just did Radlands.
Okay. My number 2, everybody knows as the camel trading game.
Camel trading game. Oh,
Jaipur.
yeah.
Space Cowboys, I think, has the most popular version out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically you're just hand management with a little bit of drafting, market manipulation, because if you're taking cards, you take all the cards from the one row, or you take all the camels, or if you're selling, you can only sell one type of good. You're manipulating your hand to get the most camels.
Yeah.
And score the most points. That's really the whole game. Manipulate your hand to get the most camels.
Yeah.
And so you can't sell camels.
Nope.
And well, you're also trying to get the most of, or you're trying to get the most of certain goods because that scores. It's all really hand management.
Mm-hmm.
You sell cards. You get to sell one type of good. You receive as many chips of that good as the number of cards you sold.
Yeah.
That's how you get the victory points. It's a fun game. Everybody tries to get the camel with the hidden panda.
Mm-hmm.
The new version looks amazing. The old version I thought looked good. I really, really enjoy Jaipur as a game, and that's why it's my number 2.
Yep.
And I bet you I know your number 1.
Okay.
You want me to guess it?
Yeah.
Onitama.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Really?
It was close. I narrowed that made.
So it's either gonna be 1 or off the list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I roll. Either you're great or you're in last place. I believe those were the lines from Talladega Night, a movie I've never seen.
Okay, so then what are these?
Well, one game I was trying to remember, which almost made the list, but it got knocked off the list because I couldn't remember the name of it, was the one where you're treasure hunters and there's a sandstorm.
Oh, archaeology.
Is that what it was called?
Archaeologist or something like that.
Yeah.
It plays more than 2.
Does it?
Yeah.
I thought it was only
because
2.
I actually looked that up.
Yeah, that was a good game. That almost made the list. Sobek, the one with the snakes and the dice, or the pyramid things.
I haven't played that.
Yeah, you and I both played it.
No.
Yeah, we played it up at the.
I never played Sobek.
I don't think it's called Sobek.
We played Imhotep, which isn't 2.
No, because the dice are like the obelisk shape. They fit in a boss.
You must have played that with somebody else.
No,
You didn't play with me.
Well, I think you're forgetting your age. That didn't make the list. But my number 1, which should be easy to figure out.
Onitama, which is oh no, Patchwork.
What? No, well, I think Patchwork plays more than 2.
No,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it played more than 2. Well, no. The answer is simple. It is Pylos.
Oh.
Pylos is a fantastic game. Better than any game you could ever think of.
Nope.
It is simplistic. You have 2 sets of balls in different colors, white and red. Some copies are white and black. I like the red one because it looks classier. And you're building a pyramid. You take one of your balls, you put it down. The next player takes one of their balls, puts it down. If you ever create a square of your own 4 colors, you take 2 of yours back. The last person to have any balls remaining win the game. Classic, simple 2-player game.
Terrible game.
And I own 2 versions, a travel size and a regular size. And one day I'm going to give away the travel size as like a prize on here because I've never opened it. I don't need 2 copies.
Yeah.
But Pylos, fantastic 2-player game.
Nope.
Better than your whole list combined.
I do not like that game at all, but I don't like abstract strategy.
I don't know how you couldn't think of Pylos.
Yeah, I don't, because I try to put the game out of my mind.
Number 1 game.
I try to put the game out of my mind.
Graves almost made my list too.
Graves?
The one where you're 2 grave diggers and
I thought that was more than 2.
No, I thought it was only 2 because there wasn't many cards in that game.
It was called Gloomy Graves.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I think you played more than 2.
I'll have to look it up later.
So then what's my number 1, since you can see my phone?
Well, actually, since I've looked into the list, I can go all I see is spots. My original guess was going to be the Rose King.
Oh,
that was
we haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah, that was a good game, though.
That's actually when we played Tally Ho for the first time.
It was, because we played a couple of those, what's it called, Clefmix, or whatever it's called.
Cosmos 2-player.
Yeah. I'm assuming Architect, but I think that plays more than 2. That's 2 to 7. Wait, everybody can play at the same time?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I'll go with the Duel version.
Yep, 7 Wonders Duel. Love 7 Wonders Duel. Just because there's different ways to win. You can win with victory points. You can win by military. Mm-hmm. I love the way you collect the goods. You build a little pyramid with that.
Yep.
And you don't know what's coming because some cards are flipped over. So do you take the chance that you're going to take something and flip up what your opponent needs? 7 Wonders Duel. You rocked me the one time military wise. It's the first time we played it.
Yeah, because there was some card that like doubled my military power each time.
Well, no, everything that flipped up was military.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Every time I took a card that flipped up the upside down one, it was military.
Yeah.
So you kept taking military.
Yep.
And I couldn't do anything.
You couldn't stay within that range for
But man, I love 7 Wonders Duel. It's a great game. Repost Productions does that. I don't know if they do Architects. I believe they do.
Yeah, I think they are the ones who did that.
Yeah.
Because they came out pretty close.
But all the 7 Wonders games are great. 7 Wonder Duel for 2 players, great. Architect. Architects isn't great at 2 players. We played it at 2.
Yeah.
It's all right. But 7 Wonders Duel, fabulous game. So you gave a couple games that didn't make your list. Do you have any others?
Now, I will be surprised that, out of all the 2-player games we played, none of us crossed over.
I am too. Well, we play so many 2-player games.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But we stuck with the sure fact that I could only play 2.
Yeah, but we play a lot of those.
Santorini, I was surprised didn't make my list, but it can play 3 technically. It says no one does it that way, but it can. I think Ragnarok Sauce is that way, where you can play 3.
Yeah, I had 3 more I had written down. My original number 5, and I moved Tally Ho into that, was Dice Masters.
Yeah.
But we loved Dice Masters when it came out. We loved it that time for the time that we really played it.
Yeah.
I think we played it so much we burn out.
Yeah.
With it, we do need to pull that back out.
I could have put Magic on the list, but I hardly ever physically play Magic. Like whenever I play Magic anymore, it's on the app through the Magic.
I've never played Magic.
I
played Pokemon once, didn't I?
Maybe. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, up at the game table. They had that Pokemon night. Wasn't it Pokemon or was that Yu-Gi-Oh?
That was Pokemon.
Okay. I don't know what I played.
Yeah, about once every
I did it because our group did it that one night.
Once every 2 years, I just I really want to play Magic. And I'll download the app. I'll play Magic for a little bit. I'm like, I'm good now.
Then the other 2-player only games that I came up with that had a shot at my list. One was Pyramid Poker.
Okay. That's a good game.
Yeah. And then Pinata.
No, that's fun as a game.
It is at the beginning. And as you see when somebody gets the lead.
When it's soul crushing and you still got 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much once somebody gets a big enough lead, it's over.
Yeah.
You know you can't win. If somebody gets the two biggest numbers or scoring numbers, it's over because you can't get the other two don't equal that.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game to start. I think those are all the ones I thought about.
Yep. Well, with that being said, thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What's your favorite two-player only game? Have you played any of the games that Doug or I have talked about?
And please tell Tim in the comments that Pylos is a terrible game.
It is a fantastic game. I'm willing to die on any hill.
Including the Pylos mini hill.
Yeah. It's a game where you make a hill, a pyramid. But do tell us about your favorite games. Tell us about which ones you've played.
Yep.
All right.
What would you like to see us do a top 5 on?
Yep. It would be
games, non-games, anything.
Yep. But with that, thank you for watching. As always, stay sweet.